Picture this: a classroom that's buzzing with energy, discussions that spark ideas, and interactions that solidify a lesson. Now compare that to the solitary confinement of learning through a screen, detached from the reality of traditional education. As technology reshapes our education system, we must reflect on the implications of these upgrades and take a closer look at the holistic development, academic rigor, and social skills of students. My perspectives come from my experiences as a student, from speaking to friends and peers about the topic, and from research. While online schooling offers convenience, it compromises crucial aspects of the educational experience and is detrimental to students, which is why we need to reevaluate its role in the education system. Throughout this discussion, we'll dive into the drawbacks of online school and propose a blended learning approach to bridge the gap between convenience and effective education. The convenience of online schooling presents multifaceted challenges that hinder holistic learning. A study done by the International Journal of Indian Psychology looked into the impact of online learning during the COVID-19 epidemic. The results show that face-to-face learning was perceived more positively than online in terms of social presence, interaction, satisfaction, and overall quality by 87.1% of students. The study also had students that reported that when they enrolled in online classes, they already initially felt that they would not learn as effectively as they do in face-to-face learning environments. As a student that was forced into online learning during the beginning of the COVID-19 outbreak, I agree with these students. I feel online classes are not as effective for me because I usually put in less work, I use sources to help me with my assignments rather than doing them on my own, and overall I just did not really care about the class. At this point, I still prefer to not enroll in online classes to avoid setting myself up for failure in the future. I have a friend that takes all of her college courses online in her bedroom, and she has told me in the past that she feels like she does not get a full college experience because she doesn't get to have those connections with professors or friendships within her classes. She lacks that peer interaction that you would normally have in a college classroom, and because of this, she does not receive peer feedback, she does not get to bounce ideas off of her peers, nor does she get to comfortably ask peers questions about the content they're learning. Obviously, technology is advancing and taking over every aspect of our lives. Personally, I do not think that we should fully use online learning, but I do think that a blended or hybrid learning approach could be a good compromise. A blended learning approach offers a viable solution to combining the strengths of both online and in-person learning. Blended learning is also known as hybrid learning, which at this point I'm sure most of us are familiar with, but if not, it combines traditional in-person learning with online instruction. An article called Blended or E-Learning highlights the advantages of blending a blended learning environment. Some of these advantages include offering active learning environment with flexibility in using resources for students. It provides more time for faculty to spend one-on-one with students and or in small groups. And it also allows students to find the best way possible for them to learn. Another article I found, called Blended Learning, an Innovative Approach, also highlighted some other advantages of this learning approach. Their advantages include teachers and students getting more time for in class for creative and cooperative exercises. Students do not lose social interaction or traditional learning elements. Communication skills are heightened. Students get the opportunity to learn about technology at the same time. Students become more independent, and it makes learning just a bit more exciting for students. My first semester at JU, we were using hybrid learning for some classes. I enjoyed this because I was able to learn a bit on my own before going into class, and I was able to prep with questions before going to class as well. I do think this learning approach can either be really effective or extremely ineffective. I believe that relies on the professor and how they approach the class, and also learning preferences of students. The International Journal of Indian Psychology also suggests that you should provide opportunities for students to become more comfortable with the technological medium prior to just diving headfirst into the learning strategy. This will allow students to fully understand how to use the technology and how it'll be effective for their learning. As we draw this discussion to a close, it's clear that online learning poses challenges, prompting a need for a more balanced educational approach. We are posed with the problem of a sense of solitary confinement during online learning, but the solution of blended learning allows students to have socialization during their online experience still. We're also faced with online learning possibly not being as effective, but we've learned that hybrid learning allows students to work independently and then fully solidify a lesson during their face-to-face sessions. We need to advocate for a more comprehensive educational system that values both the advantages of online resources and the essential aspects of face-to-face interactions and traditional learning. It's time for us to prioritize the educational well-being of students by striving for a balanced, comprehensive learning environment that harnesses the best of both online and traditional learning methods. Thank you.